I can't believe it. I clicked it once and it didn't go through. Welcome to the Sleepwire Mailsack, guys. We'll play the Daniel Jones audio later. I love the Spanish audio announcers from the NFL. Welcome to the show tonight. If you're tuned in live, you can call in 205-797-5337. If you have questions, we will jump the line with you and answer your questions immediately. If you have questions written in, we'll take those as they come. And also, if you're tuned in on Mixler, YouTube, Twitch, where else are we? Periscope, you can send us comments in there and we will answer those questions live as well. So as you're tuned in right now, we've got a new special guest in the revolving door of special guests every week. We try to bring some new people in. The Zookeeper, Matt Price. He's on Twitter, Matt Price FF. He is a DLF senior writer and host of the DLF Dynasty podcast, co-creator of the Dynasty Game Night, and a real-life zookeeper. So that's pretty cool. He's a Dynasty guy. You can find him at dynastyleaguefootball.com. Primetime Lucas is with us again. He is our performance-based expert. He's on Twitter at SleeperWireLBB. He's a coin collector. He likes to buy money. He likes guys to show him the money. And Prophet Hoos might be joining us here in just a little bit. My name is Producer Steve. I will be handling your phone calls. Again, the phone number is 205-797-5337, 205-79-SLEEP. No calls, boys, so you want to hop right into the sack?
Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. Jack to the tits. Here we go. Supercharger wants to know, who do I start? Flex, half point, Le'Veon Bell, or Darius Slayton?
Matt, who do you like here?
This one is kind of easy for me. I think you're a little bit worried about CEH with Bell there, but the matchup is just so good. New York Jets are 25th, are 25th against the allowing points to the running back position, schedule adjusted. And Slayton plays the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who just destroyed Aaron Rodgers. So I can't imagine that Daniel Jones is going to do much better against them. So I think it's a volume issue there a little bit, but I think he showed last week that he's going to be pretty close to a 50-50 split with CEH. So I think I'm going with Le'Veon Bell there.
I'm good with Bell against the Jets. I'm still holding out that I think CEH is going to get slightly more work than Bell, but we've seen that Bell's able to produce. And against the Jets, I think both of them get plenty of work. So I'm going Bell as well.
All right. Lois Einhorn, week 8 lineup matchup decisions. Matty Ice or Tannehill, Gio or Boston Scott? Let's start with the quarterback question. Matty Ice or Tannehill?
It's hard to not want to play Tannehill against Cincinnati, so I think I'm going Tannehill there. And in terms of the running backs, Boston Scott against my Cowboys, it pains me. But really, both of these are pretty good matchups. But I think that I'm going to give the slight edge to Boston Scott.
This one is definitely Tannehill over Matty Ice. And I think Boston Scott is the play here as well. Gio's a nice kind of a change of pace guy, but I think he struggles a little bit when he gets the full workload, and did well last week. But Boston Scott is the play for me here as well.
I've seen Tannehill mentioned in good rest of season quarterback conversations. Do you guys agree with that? Are there any other quarterbacks you're looking at for rest of season if you're not locked in with a Mahomes or a Wilson or a Jackson?
Tannehill's really a top option, I think, rest of season. I think that he finishes top 8 going forward. So I think if you have him, you're really pretty happy.
If I don't have one of those top guys, I'm usually streaming every week anyway. But a couple of tough games coming up after this week against the Bengals. They have the Bears, pretty good defense. The Colts, one of the best defense in the league, and then the Ravens after that, followed by the Colts again. So you're coming up on a rough stretch for Tannehill and the Titans, I think. But the playoff situation looks good. Weeks 14 to 16, they play the Jaguars, the Lions, and the Packers. So pretty good once you get past this next 3 or 4 weeks.
Okay. All right. Me40 wants to know drop Robbie Anderson for Deontay Johnson. It's a PPR 10-team, 4-person bench. Ooh, or even Robert Woods. Other receivers are Jefferson and Lockett. So I guess the question is, if you want Deontay Johnson, Toledo Rockets, who are you dropping? Robert Woods, Robbie Anderson, Jefferson, or Lockett? Probably not the last two.
Woods.
Yep. Yep.
All right.
You can't drop Anderson.
No, you can't. Yeah, it's got to be Woods. And get that guy on your team, Deontay Johnson. What are you thinking? 4-person bench. Have you ever played in a 4-person bench?
A 4-person bench and 10-team league sounds miserable to me. That sounds so from a guy who's used to playing Dynasty with 30-man rosters like this. I would lose my mind every week on that.
You just have so many options just sitting there waiting for you. It's pretty easy. I have a guy out. There's like, it'd be so weird just going to the waivers and seeing so many good players that you can just choose from every week.
Like I wouldn't even draft a wide receiver. You could have all wide receivers from the waiver wire.
Yeah, just stream and just load up on running backs.
Lefty 007, would you trade Zeke for Edmonds? 1 point PPR. Thanks. So I guess he's selling Zeke for Edmonds. That's a big no right away for me too.
If it was Dynasty, I would say absolutely no. Redraft, I don't know. I mean, it depends on when you think Drake's going to be back with, if he has this high ankle sprain, if he's going to miss 4+ weeks, like if it's as bad as like Michael Thomas's was, I could see it. The Cowboys are kind of a dumpster fire right now with Ben DiNucci as the quarterback. A nice story, but do we really trust him? And then you have the Steelers this week. You have the Ravens in a couple of weeks. The playoff schedule is okay again. With the Bengals, the Niners, and the Eagles with weeks 14 to 16, and Drake is part of I think a better offense right now. So I don't hate it, but I think you could probably get more. I don't think you need to do that straight up.
Okay. Let's see. We get any calls here, guys? The phone lines are open. 205-797-5337. We do have a call. Let's see who this is. I'm not sure. Caller ID is not working today. Good evening, caller. What's your name? Well, thanks for calling the Sleeper Wire Show.
Hey, what's up, fellas? This is Gabe.
Hey, Gabe, what you got for us today?
Hey, man, so I'm in a 10-team PPR league. Currently sitting in 5th, but I'm almost certain I'll be able to make the playoffs. I've just got a rough start to the season, end up playing 4 of the top 6 teams already in the league, while the guys ahead of me have all had a pretty easy schedule so far. I'm trying to pull off I don't know if I could call it a blockbuster trade, but really just trying to solidify myself for the long run. I'm thinking of giving up J-Rob and either Diggs or Thielen to get Dalvin Cook in return. I know it's a lot, but I'm pretty stacked at the rest of my squad. I've got D-Hop, A.J. Brown, Robbie Anderson as my other receivers. I've got Henry, CMC, Edmonds, and Mostert as my other running backs. So a little bit steep on the price, but to get Cook in return, I don't know. What do you guys think?
I'm gonna say no, because James Robinson, he has, other than Christian McCaffrey last season, he has the highest running back share, carry share since 2011. So he is getting so much work right now. Last week he's the only running back that got target. He had a 25% target share for that particular game. The only thing that I think could derail him right now is if they decide to go to James Luton or the other backup the third quarterback. But if you stay with Gardner Minshew, I would stick with James Robinson in that deal. And we have Dalvin Cook coming off an injury. Madison is obviously a decent back. He didn't do well against Atlanta, but I trust the workload of James Robinson right now over Dalvin Cook, especially given the price. You're giving up that extra wide receiver on top of him.
I'm not super worried about whatever Marone's coming out and saying that they're going to shake things up after their this coming week. I'm not super nervous about that. I think that Robinson is still going to be effective regardless of what they do. So I think that I'm going to stay put also. If you were to get rid of one of these wide receivers, I'm not getting rid of Diggs, period. And Thielen I like, but I would move Thielen before I would move Diggs.
Yeah, I was also thinking of offering Thielen first before offering up Diggs in that kind of a package. But I just was looking at it from a long run. Like, I'd have Henry, CMC coming back off of injury, and Dalvin obviously as 3 really stout backs, going into the long run.
I mean, he's a name, but
on IR, but
Yeah, I mean, he's a name and he's back in injury. I just saw an update from an hour ago. He's back practicing, but I don't know. Dalvin always makes me nervous. To me, his laundry list of injury history scares me a lot. And you have a young guy, and Robinson is getting the most workload of any running back in the league right now. For me, I wouldn't do it, but I understand it's name value. I just don't think you should have to pay anything on top of it if you wanted to make that move. In fact, you might want to. If it was me, I might want something back on top of Cook to make that move.
Makes sense. I'm with you guys.
All right, Gabe. Good luck, buddy.
You got anything else? You good?
Yeah, I'm good with that. I appreciate it.
All right, dude. Yeah. Thank you for the call. Appreciate your call.
Luck,
all right, man. Phone lines are wide open, boys. 205-797-5337. Hoos is in the house. Welcome to Prophet Hoos. Hope you brought your crystal ball. We got some more questions coming in. Mixler's wide open too, guys. If you want to send questions in there, let's jump back into the sack now because I had added just a few more questions here. Where were we? We were at JWN71. Ooh, lost by a hair this past week, was telling me about his game. You start 3 wide receivers. Do I start Parker, Ruggs, DK, Preston Williams? Terry is on a bye week. The scoring is head-to-head points if this helps. Also, let's do this first. Okay, so I need 3 out of these: Parker, Ruggs, DK Metcalf, Preston Williams.
Well, I think DK is pretty obvious. I think you have to start him. I know he had a bit of a down week with Lockett's 3 touchdown game, but I think you have to go that way. And then I would probably leave Preston Williams on the bench. I think both Miami guys have a tough matchup against the Rams defense right now. Third best against wide receivers as schedule adjusted fantasy points allowed. And you have Tua's first game, and I love Tua Tagovailoa, but that's a tough matchup for his first game in the NFL. But if I have to start one of those the Miami wide receivers, I'd go with Parker. So I think it's Parker, Ruggs, and DK.
I agree. I would monitor the groin issue that Parker has. He was limited in practice, but I'm not super worried with that. But definitely watch that. Now, are we worried at all about Ramsey? Or from what I've read recently, he hasn't been doing a ton of shadow coverage. So do we think Parker will be fine?
I just always question that because there's very few cornerbacks in today's NFL that only follow one guy around the field, with all the zone coverages and everything. So even when people say, you have such a tough matchup, I think offensive coordinators for the most part these days are smart enough that they're going to scheme the guys that they want to get the ball open. So even if Ramsey is on him for the majority of the game, there's going to be instances where Parker breaks free on somebody else, I think. But, it's close. I don't really want to play either of the Miami receivers this week because I just want to see what Tua is going to do in his first start. But if I had to pick one, I'd still stay with Parker.
Yeah, I'm right there with these guys.
All right. Moving on, we got Stinky Eye Whistle. I have Kamara and Newton. Do I trade CEH for David Johnson and Kyler Murray?
Yeah.
Kyler Murray? Yeah, sure.
For David Johnson and Kyler, I think that you're fine doing that.
I wouldn't do it, but assuming this is a 1 quarterback redraft league, like I feel like I would rather stream quarterbacks than pay up for them. And I think the drop from CEH to David Johnson is massive.
I just think what you're getting for Kyler is going to be massive also. I mean, it probably cancels us out, and Kyler's probably going to have bigger games. So I think just having him on your roster just is going to make your team better. Just and fix the other holes. Where you can worry about that. You make another trade later for.
But now you got a hole at running back too. I don't know.
Yeah.
So what I would say is it's really going to depend on what kind of quarterbacks are available on your waiver. A lot of leagues have added bench spots to counter the COVID and the injuries and things like that. So a lot of leagues have very bare, kind of a barren wasteland on the waivers. So if you are able to stream, then I would say go ahead and do that. But I'm kind of assuming that a lot of teams are holding 2 and 3 quarterbacks, and there's not a whole lot there. So I guess it would kind of depend.
Need more information about the league setting.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. If you're listening, Stinky Eye Whistle, get us a little more info on the league. You can just send that directly, or hell, you can call in 205-757-5337. We got a bunch of calls lined up here. I wasn't even paying attention.
Let's go.
512 area code. I'm not sure who this is. Welcome to the Sleepwire Show. Good evening. What is your name? What is your question? Hello.
Yo,
Who is this?
Yo.
this is Danger Zone 21.
Oh, what's up?
How's it going?
Oswaldo, how you doing, buddy? How you doing this week?
I'm doing good.
Good. What do you got for us, man?
I have a question. So, I'm trying to decide who do I play. I got McKinnon, and I just picked up Boston Scott from the waiver wire. Assuming Miles Sanders doesn't play this week, who do y'all like better? Or I got Dobbins too.
So I'm a Dobbins truther. I think the talent is real. I'm not sure that against the Pittsburgh Steelers is going to be the game that I want to test him out on my roster. For me, if Sanders isn't playing, which that's the way it's kind of looking, I'm going to ride Scott against the Cowboys, which may be the absolute worst defense in the NFL. And McKinnon, I think that's going to be a split touch with Jermichael Hasty, and McKinnon should do decent, but I think that Scott's going to get a lot more touches against a terrible defense.
Yeah, Scott is a top 10 play this week. Dallas is allowing the 6th most schedule-adjusted fantasy points at the running back position, and if Sanders is out, he's going to get most of those touches, and scored 20 points for us last week against a more difficult defense. So Scott all the way here. Yeah,
definitely Scott here. He should be high on everyone's radar this week. He definitely did well last week. So yeah, definitely go ahead and roll with Scott here.
Any news on Miles Sanders?
He's out at least one more week, and they have the bye coming up after week 8 and week 9. So we're probably not going to see him till week 10. But obviously keep looking, because we could get a surprise Sunday morning. But right now it looks like it's Scott.
It just wouldn't make sense from like a football perspective for that team to rush him out and play him.
Totally.
Okay.
You got anything else for us, Oswaldo? Think we lost.
Go ahead, buddy. What do you got?
Yeah, no. What I was saying is McKinnon, like, is he droppable, or should I just hold on to him?
Don't drop McKinnon. He's going to play. I mean, maybe you don't play him this week if you're not confident, but Jeff Wilson is hurt again. McKinnon's the only guy. Kevin Coleman's not back yet. So Jermichael Hasty will share carries with them, but I think last week was a blip. They said the coaching staff said that he played more than they wanted him to early in the season. So we're giving him a little bit of rest last week, and Wilson was running so hot that they just didn't need to use him. So I wouldn't drop McKinnon yet.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you for your time.
All right, Oswaldo, thank you for the call. Appreciate you tuning in. We got another call right now. We'll see who this is. Thank you for calling the Sleeper Wire Show. What is your name and what is your question?
What it do, man?
Hey, DJ, what's going on, man? How you been?
Man, I'm good, man. How you guys doing?
Excellent,
awesome,
excellent.
Man.
What did you do? How'd you do this week? Tell us your question. What do you got? What are you working on today?
Well, before we got the phone, you were like, man, it sounds like you're on your way to first place. I'm in first place, baby!
You in Barbados?
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah,
Very
so I'm in first place right now. So I made some tweaks to my roster. Okay, I want to start with an interesting topic. James White. Give me your thoughts on James White.
Love him. Target master. Yeah, I mean, everybody knows how I feel about James White. He's amazing. I mean, like it doesn't matter what, he's going to always have that role. He's seeing targets as a wide receiver. Sees about 6 targets a game. I love that guy. So I mean, he's easy flex for me. What can I say about James White?
I'm hearing a lot of people. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, it was a really rough week for him last week. Obviously, he hardly got any snaps whatsoever. There hasn't been a whole lot of clarity as to why that was the case. but that whole team was just out of sorts. I think that James White in PPR will remain a viable flex option going forward. In a standard league, I'm a little less optimistic and think that he's probably I would rather be taking shots on, some of these upshot other running backs or wide receivers rather than to hold James White there. But in a PPR, I think that, he'll still maintain his value.
PPR gold.
Okay, well, because here's the thing, I love James White every year. So, this is the year that I'm like the biggest down on him. Like, I'm hugely down on him this year.
Rightfully so.
Right? And so, I'm not going to lie, man. I think I had to let him go this year.
He's a hard guy to let go, but, I understand why. If, who'd you pick up for him?
So I dropped them, and so here's my roster right now. All right, I got Russell Wilson, Tyler Lockett, A.J. Brown, Tyler Boyd, Kamara. So Puron is one of the guys that I added to my roster, so Michael Puron. I just like the opportunity there.
I think that's fine. I mean, White, I don't know what happened last week, but you would think in a blowout game like that, White would be on the field a lot, just soaking up the receptions, 1 target, 1 catch for 3 yards, 0 carry. So it's so hard to, it's always hard to figure out the Patriots running back, right? But White's been the consistent guy there, but now Harris is involved as the early down back. Newton is obviously going to take a ton of carries away from these, and then Burkhead's involved too. So I think you're fine there. I think the opportunity is definitely better for Pirine. And all you have is Gore in front of you, really. And it's hard to trust anything Gase does, but you would think they would want to see what they have in their rookie running back for next year, right? So I think that's a fine move.
All right, cool. All right, so then I got Cup. Well, let me go. So after Puron, let me start with that lineup again. So I got Russell Wilson, Tyler Lockett, A.J. Brown, Tyler Boyd. That's my starting. Kamara. Puron, I'm starting him against KC. And then I got Hunter Henry at tight end, Cooper Kupp at flex. I got Bullock as my kicker, Kansas City as a defense. Okay. On the bench, I got Higgins, McKinnon, Joshua Kelly, Justin Jackson. I got Gibson on the bye. I got Mike Williams, and I got Chase Edmonds on the bye. I picked up Rashard Higgins, Eckler's in my IR spot, and Jalen Rager's in my IR spot. I got 2 of those IR spots. What do you think?
Solid at wide receiver, man. I wish you could start more wide receivers.
So what do you think?
What do you need? Are you just gloating here?
Yeah.
I was doing and I was taking a look at the Cobb. Cobb is like, he's been killing it with the target, So I was like, man, like for next week, it'll be Mike Williams because I got buys next week, so I'll have to start Mike Williams. But I was like, man, start Mike Williams as my third receiver over maybe Cobb or like a Denzel Mims. I was like, man, should I drop Mike Williams?
No.
And pick up either Cobb or pick up Denzel Mims?
No, don't.
No,
don't do that. Herbert, Bear, whatever, however you want to say his name, Justin Herbert. Some people are calling him the Hair Bear, which I kind of like. But he's so hot right now. Like I would not. And I know Williams disappointed this week, but before their bye, that game before their bye he was killing it. So I would not make that move.
Really? Yeah. So you leave Mims and Cobb on the waivers?
Yeah. I play for ceiling though. Like I play for ceiling. I want ceiling, and I think that Cobb ceiling is far below Mike Williams. Like it's not even in the same ballpark. If you're just looking like for a few people, like 5 to 10 PPR points, then
with that,
I was just say if you're only looking for 5, like if you're a huge favorite against your opponent and you're only looking for like 5 to 10 PPR points, then sure Cobb is fine. But if you're looking to score 15 plus, maybe 20, I think you got to go with Williams.
100%.
I got to go who?
Williams, yeah.
So, for next week, right now, next week, I'm projected to score 141 points. I got to get a kicker, so that it'll be probably like 150 or somewhere around there.
Don't worry about projections, man.
You got to get a kicker. Right now, you sit at 136 points. Next week he's gonna have New England's defense. He's got to get a kicker. He's gonna have Brandon Ayuk at flex. He's gonna have Robert Tonyan, Jacobs, Elliott, Metcalf, Anderson, McLaurin, and Brady. And then I'll have Wilson, Lockett, A.J. Brown. I'll have Mike Williams, Kamara, Evans coming back off the bye starting. I got Hunter Henry. I got Gibson coming back. And then I probably got to pick another defense. I don't know. I mean, I got Kansas City right now. I got to be the defense against Carolina next week. I don't know if I'm going to start them or not. But, yeah, what do y'all think?
Right now, the Chargers play. Who are they playing next week? The Raiders. The Raiders are an atrocious defense. So I would still stick with Mike Williams, man.
You would stick with Mike Williams? Okay. Yeah. All right. So last question. All right. Hunter Henry, man. He's been a thorn in my side this season in a way. All right. So right now, Burton is like the long-term option on the waiver wire right now, like for most tight ends. I think with Irv Smith as well. What do y'all think, man, about Hunter Henry? I mean, he's my only tight end. He don't have any more buys. What do y'all think? Should I just ride him out or?
Grab Burton.
You can stream tight ends, but I mean, like this week, I don't know. I'd still rather have Hunter Henry attached to a better quarterback. Like you really want to ride with Phillip Rivers as your guy. When you grab these pass catches, you're kind of grabbing their quarterback too, right? This week, Burton is facing Detroit, who is they are sixth best against tight end production right now, schedule adjusted. So, and versus Hunter Henry is playing Denver, who's kind of like right in the middle at 12th. So, I would like I said, I would rather stick with the quarterback that I think is much better at this point in their careers.
That's fair. I do like Burton. Yeah, I think he's definitely another option to have. I wouldn't mind adding him to the team. You don't necessarily have to start him this week, but just pick him up and see how he does over the next couple course of the weeks. I mean, after all, Phillip Rivers does love big tight ends. There's
three of them, though.
And that is
three of them.
Yeah, that's true. And you never know who's going to get it, right? You got Mo Alley out there.
They do seem to be. They
want to find a guy.
They do seem to be forcing the ball to Burton.
He was definitely in their plans. Yeah.
It's kind of been
their see what they got.
Yeah, it's kind of been their guy that they're really wanting to get involved. And this season, the way that with aside from people getting injured at a faster rate with COVID and it going into the colder season, kind of the flu season here, we could see a lot more games that end up not happening. I'm not trying to jinx that or what have you, but like there's a good chance. So it's really good to have a solid backup for every position, specifically QB and tight end, for any of these unforeseen circumstances, whatever it be. And I think Burton's a very good backup to have on your roster. And if nothing else, to keep off of other people's rosters, because I think that he is a usable tight end and will probably finish as a tight end 1 rest of season, somewhere 8 to 12.
I will say their schedule opens up a little bit. Next week they have the Ravens, and then after that, there's nobody scary until week 16 and the Steelers. So, you have that going for you too.
All right. So here's the thing. I got one quarterback. It's Russell Wilson. I was going to ride him out the rest of the season.
Yeah. You don't need another quarterback. You don't need another quarterback.
You said Russell Wilson. We can move on. You got anything else, brother?
All right. So here's the thing. All right, so one thing, okay, then I'll let you guys go. So to get Burton on my roster, I got to drop somebody, man.
That's the problem.
Here's my running back. All right, I got Kamara, Pure Ryan. I got McKinney, Kelly, Justin Jackson, Jamal Williams. I got Antonio Gibson, Chase Edmonds. I got Eckler. He's on my IR spot. And I got Rager in my IR spot. So in order to get Burton on my bench, I mean, I like my team. It's just hard. You know what I mean? I like my team right now.
I wouldn't drop anybody
to get them.
I get the COVID argument and stuff, but like if I can avoid it in a redraft setting with a smaller bench, like I'm not going to carry a second tight end for the most part, especially if the bye weeks are over. And if you have to stream, if something hits and Hunter is out on with COVID, then I don't think the options that you're going to find, like who else is out there right now other than Burton at tight end, just curious. Like, I think Burton is probably one of the better ones out there, but like, we're talking about a point or two difference per game. And is that really worth, dropping a more important position?
Okay. So there's Rodgers, Ebron, Burton, Drew
Yeah,
Sample.
I like Ebron.
Like
also.
Ebron, like Ebron, like I'm fine. Like if I missed out on Burton this week, oh well, I'll pick up Ebron.
Yeah, I mean, there is a plethora of options out there, so you're probably fine.
Irv Smith's out there, and then the Bryant guy, the tight end from Cleveland, he's out there.
I would rather pick up him than Burton, to be honest with you. But I don't think you should pick up any of them. I think you should keep. I think you should keep your running backs.
Yeah,
I think keep your running backs.
Stay put. It sounds like tight ends aren't getting scooped up. So if you were to need one, you'll be able to go to the waiver wire.
And maybe once Eckler's back, then you can drop Jackson. That kind of thing. But I don't think you need to make a move right now.
Okay. Do I hold on to Jamal Williams? Just hold on to him just because he's so valuable?
Definitely hold on to Jamal Williams.
Yeah, I'd hold him unless you have a good reason to drop him.
You could trade him, try to package him in with something and trade him to the Aaron Jones owner.
Do a 2-for-1 and then pick up Burton.
Do a 2-for.
All right, fellas. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have a good evening.
All right, DJ, you too, buddy. All right, we got another phone call here. I'm not sure who this is. I think I might know who it is. They've called 47 times. Is this Jesus?
This is Gabriel. What's up, guys?
Gabriel. I should have known. We had another Gabe call in earlier. I thought it was you. I don't know the number. Gabriel, thank you for calling the show. How are you doing? What's your question?
Hey, I'm good. And you guys?
Doing well, man.
Good, man.
So it's a quick question. It's a PPR league. I just want to know what you guys think. Who would you rather have rest of the season? James Robinson or Jonathan Taylor?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Who has the easier
is there
Is
there anybody else?
I would say Robinson probably, but it's very tough.
I think the Colts are going to be a lot better, and so is Jonathan Taylor. But the workload that James Robinson's getting right now, that's all we care about mostly for running backs is the workload, and James Robinson is getting the most work of any running back in the league. So I think you've got to stay there. If those are literally the only two options, I think you got to stay with Robinson.
Yeah, it's tough.
And also humble brag. Sorry. So
yeah. I do like Jonathan Taylor rest of the season schedule over James Robinson.
He has a great schedule, man. After the Ravens, there's nothing until week 16 against the Steelers. Like I wouldn't want to necessarily play Jonathan Taylor if I'm in the fantasy Super Bowl against the Steelers. But otherwise he has a great schedule for the rest of the season.
Yeah, he's got the Raiders and Houston in your playoffs, so it's beautiful. So it's tough, man. Coin flip. Whoever you like most, to be honest with you, because that's a tough one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I'll say is that Robinson has no competition, and clearly the Colts still want to use even Jordan Wilkins. Maybe that changes now after the bye week, but that the workload thing is what you got to consider.
Right.
And Nyheim Hines is always going to steal some catches from him.
Okay. All right, guys. That's all I needed. Thanks, guys.
All right, Gabriel, thank you for the call. Appreciate it. Thanks for listening. All right, phone lines are wide open, guys. They are clear. 205-797-5337, 205-79-SLEEP on your phone. Just spell it out. Let's jump back into the sack. I fixed the Mixler. All right, our audio was sounding like quote-unquote ass, according to Professor Chris. So I fixed it. So if you're tuned into the Mixler or if you jumped over to Facebook or YouTube or somewhere else, you can jump back on Mixler now and continue your house cleaning as you listen to fantasy football radio. Mick, NFL fan.
Yeah, I hope you're drinking instead.
No, I don't do drugs or drink during the show. I try to keep a clear head. Mick, NFL fan. Are these coaches lying? Yes. Is Chris Carson playing or nah? Well, I don't know why he
knows,
thinks
man.
Week to week, tough. Ask us on Friday, I guess. We'll have a better answer. Week to week.
Saturday practice participation, we're not going to know.
Right.
Dalvin, maybe he's back at practice today, but
I will say the Seahawks have been notorious for giving bad information. They are the fake news.
They have, but the one thing I
Totally
will
fixed it.
say about Chris Carson is the dude is a monster. And if he can play, he will be out there
He
playing.
will.
He's a tank. He's a competitor. He wants to win. The dude does not want to be taken off the field ever. Like, he would drag his broken leg behind him and get out there and take that snap. Like, that guy wants to play football. He loves the game.
Yeah, and ESPN calls him week to week, which is worse than day to day. So yeah, you just won't know, man.
Right.
It's pretty much the same answer for the rest of your question here. Tevin Coleman and Dalvin Cook. We don't know any more than what they tell us. Here's the real question, though. Should I start Bridgewater or Lamar Jackson? I don't know. Is that a real question?
It kind of is, because Bridgewater is playing Atlanta, who is giving up by far the most points to fantasy quarterbacks. So, but I still think I'm playing Lamar Jackson. I don't think I could ever get away from him. I think it's reasonable that Teddy could outscore him this week, but I'm not going to go there.
Yeah, I'm not going to feel bad if he does.
That's what I like.
Yeah.
That's what I like to say in the playoffs too. Is like, who are you comfortable? Who are you okay losing with? Like, if I start Teddy Bridgewater and he sucks and Lamar Jackson goes off on my bench, like, how good am I going to feel? Whereas the reverse, if that happens, Teddy Bridgewater goes off on my bench, I'm like, I started the better player.
Here's what I will say. I'm having this a similar issue in one of my leagues, and I actually think I am going to start Joe Burrow over Lamar Jackson this week. And I think it's going to be a low scoring game. I was talking about this with a buddy of mine today. Through the last 2 years, every game that they've played have been low scoring. So I expect there to be about a 40-point over under on this game, maybe 38. And the defenses are both good here, and they like to run the clock. So unless Lamar breaks off a big run, I think that it should be a relatively low scoring day for him.
I have 45 and a half over under, so not too far off.
Yeah, I got Lamar 8 and then Burrow at 10, so it's not too far apart after I looked at it. But
all right, so there you go, NFL fan. A couple of things to think about. I don't know how your play style is, but you heard these guys, they have different play styles and different ways to look at these. Kurt, I currently have Cook, CMC, Henry, and Mixon. Do I trade Mixon for Davis just to have the handcuff? I'm not too worried about the injury because it seems like they're going to slow down production with CMC.
No, sir.
No. Don't handcuff your own backs, handcuff other people's backs.
Yeah. All right, we got some questions from the stream. Let's see. Who is this? Tyler Swerdeliak, I think is how you say that. Trade CMC Davis, Hunter Henry, and Shepard. Receive Kittle, Keenan Allen, Mostert, Damian Harris. This is a big trade here. Here's the rest of the team. He has Kamara, Montgomery, Mixon, Gio, and Coleman at running back, and Godwin, Fuller, Lamb, Marquise Brown at wide receiver. It's a 10-team redraft, half point, 2 flex. He's 4-3.
Can you flip back to the? Okay, there we go.
Davis, this is what, Mike Davis, I guess. Yeah, right, because CMC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I want CMC.
Yeah,
I think you're giving up. I think I want the best player in this deal, and that's CMC. Yeah. Your tight end is Hunter Henry. We talked about him. I think he's fine. He's obviously not Kittle, but he's fine. So, and wide receiver, I'd love to have Keenan Allen. I think he's going to have a great second half of the season. But wide receivers are so much easier to come by off the waiver wire than those running backs are.
And Mostert's hurt.
And Mostert's hurt. And Harris is whatever.
Right. And
he's,
you have Tevin Coleman getting ready to come back, and Hasty looks like the most explosive back on that team.
He looks good.
Yeah.
If he actually gets some real touches, there may not be anyone else that's getting the lion's share of the work.
He's my fave.
All right. Josh Whedon says fake news. Painfully overused. Think Tua will be good for Gesicki. Didn't watch much of Tua outside national title games. What do you guys know about Tua and Gesicki's relationship?
I mean, the old adage is that young quarterbacks love their safety valve tight end. I'm not sure Gesicki is that, but I like Gesicki. I think he's has as good a chance as anybody to finish as a back end tight end 1 on the year. So.
And one of the stats I love is Gesicki runs, if not the most, close to the top most of routes by a tight end. The guy kind of he is a wide receiver playing the tight end position virtually. So I like it.
Okay. Let's go to Aiden Zemer, Scotty Miller, or Henry Ruggs this week, full PPR. What do you think on this one?
I'm gonna go with Ruggs.
Really? With Godwin out, I think that it's Miller, right? PPR, you're looking for total targets, and I don't think Ruggs getting out of those.
I think it's a coin flip. I think Miller probably has a slight edge, but I think Ruggs has by far the better matchup. Cleveland is giving up the second most fantasy adjusted points to wide receivers. So, it's matchup based versus opportunity, I think, is what you're looking at here. And I'd probably go Miller.
And Miller is just, for me, as much as I love Scotty Miller, I've been talking about him all offseason and everything, but I just feel like he's one of those players that he's not going to be consistent for you. So, yeah, he had a good game. Feel like you're kind of chasing the points. He's kind of an up and down player like that. So is Henry Ruggs, but I just rather Henry Ruggs. I just think that he's going to give you more boom. I think, and going back to the better player.
Yeah, I think it's like, again, that question of, are you a favorite or are you an underdog? If you're a favorite, you probably want to be safe and play Miller. He's probably going to get more targets. And if you're an underdog, you want that explosive output from Ruggs.
That's fair.
All right. Eric Musial checking in on the Mixler. I have Josh Kelly as running back, 2 Mike Williams and D. Montgomery at flex. Would you start Latavius Murray or Rashard Higgins over any of them this week in a standard?
In a standard, Latavius Murray over Higgins and who?
I might roll with Higgins over Kelly.
And Kelly.
I think Higgins is the number.
Mike Williams.
Higgins is the number one play out of all these guys.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I got Higgins. Yeah, way far.
Wait, it's Rashad Higgins, not T Higgins, right?
Oh, it's Rashard Higgins.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
Yeah, Rashad
I think still. I think probably still.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Yeah.
So Higgins over Kelly.
So you're going Josh Kelly. Well,
Higgins over Kelly.
Higgins over Kelly in the second flex spot.
Denver is number one against the run this year in terms of schedule adjusted fantasy points. So I don't want any part of that mashup. If I'm going to play a running back there, it's going to be the pass catcher.
All right. So you're swinging Josh Kelly out. You're putting Montgomery at the flex, and you're putting Rashad Higgins into David Montgomery into the running back 2 spot. And you're starting Rashad Higgins and Mike Williams, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. There you go, Eric. All right. Back to the question. Ooh, we got a call.
We gotta go.
I know who this is. Hang on. Here we go. Got to play his drop. He would love it.
This is Curtis, baby.
Yeah, I know Curtis, man.
Oh, Curtis, man. This is the new cut. Y'all be back. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
What up, Curtis?
Hey, my boy.
What's up, man? Everything good?
Everything's good with us. How about you? How'd you do this week?
I fucking crushed, so it was a good week.
Very nice.
I'm glad one of us did, because since you asked, Curtis, I didn't have such a great week, specifically in my Scott Fishbowl, which I was bragging about, okay? I lost Aaron Jones, Phillip Lindsay, Devonta Freeman, and Chris Carson all in the same week. I don't know how a team gets that lucky, but I did.
I am sorry to hear that, man.
You'd be proud of me, baby. I was number 3 in Scott Fishbowl going into last week.
I know. I saw that.
Oh,
I'm very proud of you, baby.
But not proud of me anymore. Okay, it was a rough week. I only put up like 120.
Right.
Yeah, that was rough.
Bounce back. Bounce back. I'm like 3rd, and I have like super low score. Am I in the Scott Fishbowl? I'm in the Thundercats. I'm 3rd overall, but the points are super low, so I'm not doing anything in there. But what you got, Curtis?
Well, for this week, I got a few quick questions, man. For my quarterback this week, because Kyler Murray is on bye, so I was able to pick up Carson Wentz. So I have the option between Carson Wentz or Tom Brady, who's still on waivers. Who do you feel is better for this week?
They're a coin flip for me. Like, I have them 7 and 8 this week. So based on matchup, I'd say Carson Wentz because of playing Dallas, but
I think Wentz also, just because he's I guess Brady likes to run in touchdowns also, but I like Wentz just for his ability to get outside of the pocket and move. And against Dallas, I think that we might see him bust off some 15 and 20-yard runs and give you a nice floor with his legs.
Yeah, I'm with these guys with Wentz.
All right. Sounds good. Okay, receiver this week is a little in flux because of matchups that I like more than others. I was able to pick up Brandon Ayuk, and I kind of like his matchup. I kind of like his matchup this week, and his target's been trending upwards, and with Debo going down and Jeff Wilson going out, and they pass options really just being him and George Kittle. I feel he's a good pickup this week. So what do you guys think?
Yeah, Seattle's allowing the most schedule-adjusted fantasy points to the wide receiver position in the entire league, so it's a great play this week.
All right. If that's the case, okay. My receivers week. Pick 3 of them: Brandon Ayuk, AJ Brown, Cooper Kupp, Amari Cooper, and Deontay Johnson. And I have Michael Thomas and Sterling Shepard.
Well, AJ Brown is definitely in there, and I think Ayuk is definitely in there, and I think probably Cooper Kupp. I've missed the other guys though.
For me, it's gonna be Cooper Kupp, Amari Cooper, and AJ.
AJ, Ayuk, and Kupp for me.
Yeah, I think that I have to sit Amari down also.
I want to play Amari still, but not over those guys.
Ben DiNucci just
yeah.
Okay.
Fair. The only thing you can say is that the only great pass he completed was to Amari Cooper, right?
Right. So
otherwise, I don't want any part of that.
All right. Then if that's the case for my so you guys said AJ Brown who's all the start at this point Cooper Kupp and you said Brandon Ayuk.
I like that, but I think Hoos wants Cooper in there.
Yeah, that's fine. I only have Amari Cooper two spots ahead of Ayuk with Fulgham right there in the middle. So.
Yeah, with Debo out, I think that we're just going to see an uptick here.
If you are starting Wentz though, and you are absolutely an underdog, then I don't mind pairing Fulgham with Wentz because you get that stack upside.
Yeah, I do like that as well.
So if that's the case, I would play him over Kupp.
Kupp, yeah, I was going to say the same. I'd sit Kupp then.
So Ayuk, Fulgham, and AJB.
Yeah, I like that actually.
All right, guys. If that's the case, I have in my flex, I have the option. I have the option of Amari Cooper, Deontay Johnson, or Ronald Jones,
or Cooper Kupp, right? I would just slide him right in if he's not doesn't make the wide receiver cut. I'd slide him in at flex.
Mm-hmm. If we're talking about the same team.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, same team.
Yeah. It's Kupp.
And guys, another quick question. I thought it was crazy because I don't want to make this trade because I feel he could be possibly a league winner now. I was able to pick up Chase Edmonds last week before the news.
Good for you, man.
Doesn't even matter his name. Doesn't even matter.
We've already forgot.
Right? Yeah, we've already moved on.
And I got trade for Chase Edmonds for Todd Gurley. Should I just keep Edmonds set?
I'm keeping Chase. Gurley has a great matchup this week against Carolina, but I want Chase for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I would probably, the only thing I would say there is if you're hurting on running backs on that team and you're needing a running back that you're going to be able to use for sure going into the playoffs, then I would consider doing that. But if you're looking for a guy, when Chase Edmonds is in, I want him over Gurley for pretty much every single week. So if you're just looking for that extra spike in points for the short term and you're fine at running back going, into the playoffs, then I wouldn't do it. But, if you need a for sure starter the rest of the season, I would say that'd be an okay trade.
Especially if it's PPR. I want, for whatever reason, Gurley is not getting targets. He's a great pass catcher, and Chase Edmonds is getting the targets. The only other thing is Gurley gets the Buccaneers the number one run defense in the league right now, I think, or maybe the number one defense overall. I don't know. In week 2 of the playoffs, so that's a little bit scary.
You do love the targets, though. So
Did not know.
Absolutely.
I did not know that.
All right, Curtis, you all good? You got anything else?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good to go then, guys. I'm good to go.
All right, buddy. Thank you for calling in,
night,
man.
man.
Next week. All right, we got a couple more calls here. Not sure who this is. We'll see. Good evening, callers. Thanks for calling the Sleepwire Show. What's your name?
Hey, man, I'm David.
Hey, David. Hey, good, man. How you doing tonight? What do you got for us? What's your question?
Cool. 2 questions. One, quarterback choice, Matt Ryan on Thursday night or Josh Allen versus the Patriots? Who would you rather?
Give me Josh
Allen.
Allen.
And who? Allen and who was the other one?
Matt Ryan.
Oh, yeah, Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
New England is a shell of themselves.
They are allowing the least amount of schedule adjusted fantasy points to the quarterback position, but he's got his legs, and Matt Ryan is facing Carolina, who, while they are extremely successful on the ground, are actually the second best defense against quarterbacks right now in terms of fantasy points allowed. So I'd stick with Allen.
Okay. All right. And the next one's going to be a trade question. I guess who would you rather have? I got offered Jonathan Taylor and Amari Cooper for, on my side, Ezekiel Elliott, Colts defense, and Robert Woods.
Taylor and Cooper. Do it now. Don't run and smash the accept button right now.
Unless it's your players already, then just decline.
Unless the team defense scores like a ridiculous amount of points in some weird defensive settings, like go smash it right now.
Yeah. Bravo, by the way.
Yeah, seriously.
What's that?
Well, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
All right, David. Thank you for the call. Got a little internet problem here, but I think we're going to clear through. Looks like it's a 2 for Tuesday. DJ's calling back. What's up, DJ?
What you got for
Hey,
us,
what
DJ?
up, man? I got some time sitting here in my car right now, so I thought I'd just call y'all back and listen in. But
you want to?
Hey, I did have a
put you back on hold if you want.
No. I did have a question though.
All right.
Well, questions actually. So for the flex spot, I got T. Higgins on the bench. I was thinking about starting him and Boyd together. What do y'all think about that?
I'm fine with it.
I've got no issue. Yeah, I've got no issue with that. With them playing Tennessee, they should both eat. I mean, they've had 3 receivers that are all almost playable for the last couple of weeks, but I think those are the 2 that you would want to count on.
It would depend on the other options, but yeah, I have no problem playing 2 from the same team. I think Thielen's definitely a top 10 play this week, and Jefferson's not too far from that.
Okay, so because I got Cup, T. Higgins, I got Mike Williams, and I got Rashard Higgins that I just picked up. So would you play Higgins and Boyd together, or would you put one of the other guys there?
I play Cup over Higgins.
Yeah, I think it's real close, like almost a coin flip situation. But if you, but in the interest of diversifying a little bit, just in case Cincinnati goes off the rails for some reason, you might as well diversify and go up some Cup.
Yep.
I think I would play. I don't know. Like, it's close again between Boyd and Higgins too. Like I think that's a coin flip too. Like I think Higgins has higher touchdown upside, and Boyd's going to get more volume. So kind of depends on your outlook, I guess, against your opponent.
Yeah, I've been playing Boyd. I mean, Boyd's been killing it.
Yeah, in a PPR, you can't not play Tyler Boyd. Like I'm staring down the same issue. I have T. Higgins and Ayuk that I'm looking for a flex spot in one of my league, and I'm going back and forth. But I think it's Ayuk.
Yeah, it's Ayuk.
Okay, and then what do y'all think about this running back spot? So earlier I said I had Pure on there. but I got McKinnon, Josh Kelly, Jackson, Jamal.
I think it's probably
McKinnon.
That's pretty much it. So I mean, that's there. I'm hesitant about McKinnon.
I mean,
I don't know about McKinnon.
For me, it's probably going to depend on if Aaron Jones is playing, right? Jamal Williams is a pretty solid play. Minnesota's kind of a middling tier there, and they didn't seem to want to use A.J. Dillon for whatever reason.
I think Aaron Jones is going to play. He was almost basically about to play last week. So in that case, I think you got to rule out Williams. But if he's out for some reason, yeah, absolutely. I think Jamal's the play. But otherwise, I think for me, it's McKinnon.
Oh, really? Okay, McKinnon over Puron?
Yeah, for sure. I like to have him on my bench just in case, but I don't want to start any Jets if I can avoid it, especially on the road against KC. Like if KC gets up 50-0, what is Puron going to do?
Gotcha. Okay. And then, so if Aaron Jones does play, are you dropping Jamal Williams, or are you continuing to keep him?
Unless I need to pick up somebody else for some reason, or I have a good reason to do so, I would still hold on to him.
Okay. So
through the bye week,
earlier, and then also like those receivers. So either tight end, because I got Hunter Henry. So if Aaron Jones does play, do I go for the long-term option with Burton? And then Bryant, the Browns tight end, is more of a short-term option, but I'm looking for kind of like rest of the season. So if Aaron Jones does play, are you saying drop Jamal? Should I pick up the tight end in Burton or Bryant, or should I pick up Mims or Cobb?
I still think running backs are the most important position, so I'm sticking with Jamal Williams over the tight end there, especially as we get deeper into the season. We know we see every single year that these third and fourth string running backs are winning leagues for us, right? Like we remember Tim Hightower several years ago, right? So I think as you get closer to the end of the season, as you get through the bye weeks, like loading up your bench with backup running backs is an optimal play.
Okay, that's what I've been doing, because I held on to Chase. I actually drafted Chase Edmonds. I held on to him all the way through, and I mean, I went on what he did last year. When he got the ball. I mean, he got hurt last year when he took the lead role, but when he got the lead role, I mean, he had 4 touchdowns that one game. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Chase Edmonds is a great play. Could be a top 10 option rest of the season for you.
All right, DJ.
All right, man. I
gotta cut you loose,
All
man. We got more calls. Thank you. Peace to you. We did so much work in setting up DJ's team. I think he ought to invite us over to watch football with him. You're hosting, buddy. All right, Jordan, you're on the show. Thanks for calling the Sleepwire Show. What do you got?
Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm in a 16-team monstrosity, and
nice.
Yeah. But I got 2 offers on the table. I've gotten pretty unlucky with injuries and COVID situation. But I'm sitting on 2 players with some value, Derrick Henry and Michael Thomas. And I got a couple offers on the table, and I'm trying to figure out whether I should take one of the offers to just sit on the players. So I've got given up Derrick Henry and Damian Harris for Kenny Golladay, Antonio Gibson, and Tevin Coleman, or giving up Derrick Henry, Brandon Cooks, and Michael Thomas for Jonathan Taylor, DeAndre Hopkins, and Shenault Jr. They're both. I mean, I think the second option is probably better, but it's hard. It's hard to look at.
I don't think I would take either of those. I think I would try to move
both.
Michael Thomas. I think I'd try to move Michael Thomas individually, because if you've had a rough early season, you're probably, a fringe playoff team at this point, if you're even in that conversation, and you've got to get some points on the board. So I would look to move Thomas by yourself if you can. If you can move Thomas for just Jonathan Taylor, could you move Michael Thomas for Jonathan Taylor? If you could do that, I think you slam that one.
I don't think he's going to do that. I think it's got to be because they're looking for Derrick Henry.
Oh, okay. I mean, I wouldn't move Derrick Henry just to move him.
Yeah, I hope.
You know what I mean? It's tough with MT. Like, go to somebody else, find somebody else that might want to take a shot. What I would do with Michael Thomas if I was, on the outside, just like on the outside of the playoffs looking in, I would go to one of those top teams that have some ability to make a riskier move and see if they're willing to take a shot on Michael Thomas, because if they take a shot on him and he does end up hitting, then it benefits them all the more. And if it doesn't hurt them nearly as much as it does those bottom teams.
So even if I'm going to go down with the ship here, don't move Derek Henry.
You could,
I mean, not necessarily, just not for that deal, you know?
Right.
You could move
go around shop him.
You could move Derrick Henry, like you could like go to the guy, and you don't need to give anything else up. Other, they're trying to make this convoluted, I think, with adding all the additional players. So trade the guy who's giving you Jonathan Taylor, get Jonathan Taylor plus one of his best wide receivers. Get two pieces that you can use every week that are going to upgrade your team, because that'll really make a difference in a 16-team league.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, and
right. So
I generally like to be on the one side of 2-for-1 trade, but in this case, I think 16, it's warranted, especially in 16. Yeah.
Copy that. All right, guys. Thank you.
Good luck, man.
No problem.
All right, thank you for calling in, Jordan. We've got a few.
Hello?
579. Oh, are you still there, Jordan? Nope, you're not. Bye. Sorry, it's a lag. I clicked drop. I went to the next call. Next caller, you're on the Sleeper Wire show. What's your name? What's your question?
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Jesus.
Hey, Zeus.
Hey. Raiders.
Not this week, man. Not this week. All right, I took a big beating this week, but I'm still in 6th place. I'm still 4-3. I'm gonna have 2 guys coming back in CNC, and I'm hearing that Alan Lazard is in the practice facility or something.
Yeah, that's kind of what I read. Something about a light practice for him, but
yeah, I think he could come back like early November. So yeah, he's expected back early November, I believe. So I didn't see that, but so I wouldn't be surprised.
Are we talking about CMC? Sorry, I missed that.
Alan
Lazard.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. He had that core that. Yeah, I have no idea with him. It may be early November, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know if he's somebody necessarily even worth waiting on. You know what I mean? I mean, it's nice to have if he's there, but he's not going to be a league winner or anything like that.
Yeah, he's definitely nice to have, or a nice piece to trade once he gets on the field.
Do I drop someone for him? Or do I just drop?
He's on your IR, no? Is he on your IR?
He's not taking the spot yet, but my wife, Julio Jones, DJ Chark, T. Higgins, Antonio Brown, Henry Ruggs, and Preston Williams.
I mean, you're set at wide receiver. Why don't you try to, I don't know, you try to pair him up with some other pieces and improve another position if you need it.
That was gonna be my question. I've been missing you. Who's I'm trying to get Russell Wilson. Out of my whole team, I need recommendations. Who do I trade from? Because I think next week is the last week to trade off the trade. I have those wide receivers. I have Darren Waller at tight end. And then my running backs are Ronald Jones, Giovanni Bernard, Joshua Kelly, Aaron Jones, CMC, DJ Dallas, and AJ Dillon.
You said it, running back, man.
Yeah. Great team, man.
Yeah, we got Waller at tight end. I feel like you're ready to go.
I think you just had unfortunate matchups. But this sounds like a playoff team, and you should make some noise. I wouldn't be too worried. Don't worry about the 6th place spot right now. The team sounds good. It'll work itself out.
All right, because I'm thinking about going Derek Carr the rest of the way since he's not going to face that many more tough defenses.
Derek Carr's been better than people think this year.
Yeah, he's been very good this year. I mean, as far as because I've calling the dude trash. I've been one of his haters. So I give the dude props. I mean, he's been doing way better than I thought he would do.
Yeah, I don't know about the rest of the way, but like, as a as an option for this week, absolutely against Cleveland. And if you have no better plays, I wouldn't be shy about playing Derek Carr.
Yeah, because I'm not counting on him to win games, but he's not gonna lose me in.
Yeah, he's not losing. Yeah, he's solid.
He's very efficient and he controls the ball.
Yeah,
he takes the ball and
Steady Eddie.
Yep, the scary matchup in the first week of the fantasy playoffs in Week 14 against the Colts, but otherwise it looks like pretty smooth sailing for him. Chiefs might be tough. Divisional games are always tough, but he just showed he could play against them. So, maybe not against the first week of the playoffs against the Colts, but otherwise I don't have any problem with playing him the rest of the way.
All right, that's good. And then my other league, I'm going up now. I'm 3-4. I have what do you guys think about rest of the way at quarterback? Joe Burrow or Deshaun Watson?
Play a matchup every week. Would you have both on your roster?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just play the matchup every week. I would lean towards Watson most weeks, but if Burrow has a better matchup, I would play Burrow.
Yep.
Like this week, for example.
Right.
Oh, I guess Watson's on bye this week, right?
He is. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm playing them too. So then, for the first league, should I just stay like that and not try to make a play for Wilson then, or what's going on?
I mean, it depends on what you got to give up. I'm always pro Wilson.
Yeah, I mean, if you could get him, but like, what have you been offered, or are you trying to formulate a package to try to get him? Is that what you want us to help you with?
Yeah, well, the best that I offered was I was going to give him DJ Chark, Preston Williams, Josh Kelly for him.
You're going to have to give up one of your quarterbacks, I feel like. You're going to have to give up like Burrow or Watson, I think, in order.
I think that's a different league. I think he's in a different league right now.
Oh, okay, this is a different one.
This is the one that he has Carr in.
Got you.
I don't mind that, but I don't think it's something you need to do. And if you're already going to be a playoff team, you might as well keep the depth. I mean, I don't know. I'm very much late round quarterback and streamer guy, so maybe I'm not the best person to ask this question.
Yeah, I'm not really trying to target.
Well, that's what I did this year. I didn't go really on a quarterback. I was trying get depth at your wide receiver and running back.
Yeah, they're more important, especially in
I'll have to back with Waller and Carr whenever they hook up too.
Yeah, man, I think you're set. I won't worry too much.
All right. And what do you guys think about Zeke the rest of the way, man? I think he's gonna show he's just an average running back behind no good O-line, man.
That's that quarterback problem. Yeah. He's got nobody to take pressure off of him. Everybody knows it's going to Zeke, on most of the touches, or most of the snaps rather.
And his schedule doesn't look good rest of the way either, so it's tough for Zeke. If Ben turns out to be something, a surprise, then maybe, but it's tough right now for Zeke. I mean, obviously you're going to start him, but I wouldn't expect too much.
I'd expect running back 2 numbers instead of running back 1 numbers.
Mm-hmm.
All right, sounds good. I think that was it. I just wanted to know what do you think about it? Because I'm trying to get that championship this year, man. It's been eluding me for too long. So
you and the Raiders, buddy.
Seems like you're healthy, and like this year more than any is the war of attrition, right? So you got that going for you.
All right. Hey, Zeus, thanks for the call, buddy. Got to cut you loose. Phone lines are open 205-797-5337. Let's get back into some questions here. All right, let's jump into the Mixler questions. We've been ignoring these people for way too long. Black Mamba 24, PPR. Choose a running back and a flex. Here are your choices. Singletary, Swift, Justin Jackson, Carlos Hyde, Deontay Johnson. Toledo Rockets. I need a running back and a flex.
Can you
run through those one more?
Yeah, I'm going to need to know those players again.
Swift, Justin Jackson, Carlos Hyde, and Deontay Johnson.
Swift and Deontay if he plays, but we don't know if he's playing yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm,
I really don't want to provide unless I absolutely have to.
I mean, I kind of like Singletary this week, actually, against New England.
It's close for me, but I have Johnson a spot ahead as a flex.
But I think Swift for sure, right?
For sure.
Yeah. Swift
Definitely
is the lock. And then
Mhm.
I think, I mean, if Deontay plays, for me, it's him. But if not, I don't mind.
Yeah, Singletary.
Yeah,
mine Singletary.
That's kind of where I'm at, too.
All right, Wilson 27. Should I drop Juju and pick up Ayuk off the waivers?
I think
I
so.
can't
You were-
drop
you were-
Juju.
I'm sorry.
Trade him.
Juju.
Someone
Juju.
will trade for him. Do
Yeah.
2 for 1. Someone will trade for him.
Yeah, don't drop him. Somebody's going to pick him up right away. And if you
Right.
you're telling that you made a mistake on a drop, for the most part, is if you drop somebody and they get picked up immediately, then you probably could have got something for them.
Yeah.
Oswaldo writes in, if Sanders and Mixon can't go, who is the better option, Gio or Scott, standard league? Someone dropped Gio, so I can scoop him up. So he already has Boston Scott, but obviously you can only start one. Who do you guys
Chico.
like?
I think I
Over-
like
Scott.
Boston Scott against Dallas.
Yeah, me too. I want to play everybody against
Dallas
Dallas.
is so bad.
All right,
Yeah, give me Gio.
Okay. All right, back to some questions from the stream. We have not been on these at all. Dan 2MC, I've been having a big debate between a few friends of mine on this subject. Who is better wide receiver rest of season, Calvin Ridley or Robert Woods? Also, shout out to my boys, Duck and Gaston, tying the knot.
I think it's Ridley, not
It's
even
Ridley.
close.
Yeah, I agree. He's just not. Woods just isn't getting the volume that he's seen the last couple of years. You know, I liked him a lot coming into this season, but it's not happening for that passing game. The Rams are such a boring team right now. Like it's, I don't know. I think it's Ridley pretty easily.
They're using them on these like screens and all this. I don't know. It's weird what they're doing with them. I mean, they're trying to get him the ball, but he's not getting the ball the way we're used to seeing him getting the ball. So, yeah, I'm with these guys.
All right, Joss Whedon, Mims, Samuel, or no T.Y. Hilton? No T.Y. I shouldn't crack up that much. Okay, so he is making a joke. No, thank you, Hilton. Who do you guys like out of these three, Mims, Samuel, or Hilton?
Just this week?
Yeah, let's go for this
Samuel, because they're playing Atlanta.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Mims, if you want more, Mims is playing Kansas City, who are the 27th. They're allowing the 27th most pass fantasy points to wide receiver position right now. So they're the 5th best against that position. So I would stay away from that, especially if I don't know. I haven't checked. Is Darnold even playing this week? I don't think it matters, but I'd still want Samuels.
Okay, we got a caller. Caller, thank you so much for calling the Sleeper Wire show this evening. What is your name? What is your question?
What's up? My name's Nate. First time watching the show.
Hey, Nate. Thanks for tuning in, man. What do you got for us?
You're gonna flip out. You're gonna flip out when you hear my team, but I'm in an 8-team league, and my question is about running back and wide receivers for this week. So between Kamara, Jacobs, James Conner, and Jonathan Taylor, who do you start this week? I mean, Kamara seems like a lot. He's playing the Bears.
How many of them do you start?
How many can you start? Like flex?
Oh,
Do you start?
But I'm just.
Do you start 2 running backs a week, and how many flex spots do you have?
Yeah, 2 running backs, 1 flex.
I would start all 3.
Yeah.
Kamara, Taylor, Josh Jacobs.
Yep.
They're all top. They're top 12 plays this week.
Yeah, he has James Conner in there also.
Yeah, Jacobs over Conner.
Yeah, but Conner is. Connor's playing Baltimore, so I'm out on this week.
We get that. And then, so my dilemma is that I have 1 flex spot, and I have 3 top-tier receivers in Metcalf, A.J. Brown, and Calvin Ridley. So do I give that flex spot to my 3rd receiver, or do I give it to Jonathan Taylor?
Is it PPR? If it's not PPR,
I'm
running
AJ
back
Brown.
easily.
I think I'd go A.J. Brown over Jacobs.
I think AJ. Well, but I think he's going to start at wide receiver, right? You don't need to worry about him in your flex.
AJ and DK
You start 3 wide receivers or 2?
2 wide receivers, 1 flex.
Right. So you're
DK,
starting-
AJ Brown, and who else? Who was the other one?
Ridley.
Ridley, right. So you're starting Ridley and AJ. Oh, sorry, and Metcalf.
I think I'm
and-
probably starting all 3 wide receivers and
Yeah.
sitting Jacobs.
Jacobs, yeah.
Did we see that it was PPR or not? I didn't hear.
Yeah.
League.
Oh, it's
PPR
standard.
league. It's standard. Then dude, 3 running
Jacobs
backs.
is standard, yeah.
And then the touchdown producers at wide receiver are I mean, Ridley does too, but I think Brown and DK are the ones for me.
Yeah, this is a really good problem to have.
I know.
Trade one of those wide receivers.
Trade one of them.
I don't know. I like having.
It's a
I
good,
like having-
it's a good. I like having, these are awesome problems to have. At the same time, it's.
But you also
I kind of
pull your
want
hair
to
out every
automate
week.
it.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. You pull your hair out every week,
Right,
Like,
it's
okay,
tough,
do I
yeah.
no matter which one I choose, I'm going to be wrong, right? So,
Right. So I mean,
But
what's
what's he going to trade up for? I mean,
right? You
go trade
like,
Ridley
Jacobs
for Kelsey. Who's your tight end? Go trade Ridley for Kelsey or something. Upgrade
Yeah,
that final
right.
spot.
Yeah, I mean, if you could do that, yeah, get Kelsey or Kittle.
he has
Yeah,
Kelsey.
Of course you do.
Of course
Who's your
you do.
quarterback? Who's your quarterback?
Russell Wilson.
Top down. Like an upgrade there.
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, I don't generally like to trade for quarterbacks, but if somebody
Right.
wants to give you Russ or Patrick Mahomes for Ridley, I mean, with the rest of that team, why not?
Go out and trade for Fat Randy Bullock. Upgrade that position.
Oh yeah.
If you're starting them.
All right, Nate. Thanks for the call, man. Have a good week.
Yeah. Thank you for the help.
Appreciate you listening. I think we have another call here. A lot of calls tonight. Good evening. Thank you for calling the Sleeper Wire Show. What is your name? What is your question?
Hi,
All right.
my name's Tyler.
Hey, Tyler. What do you got for us tonight?
So I'm in a 14-team IDP league, and I have Chase Edmonds on bye, who I was planning on starting, and then but the questions about my wide receivers, I have T. Higgins, Calvin Ridley, Deontay Johnson, and it's more of a waiver wire question. So should I pick up Mims or Higgins? It'll only be for 1 week because I have Carson coming back for my flex, and then I'll have Chase Edmonds. So yeah, it's basically Mims or Higgins. I'm a big Mims fan since college, but I mean, he's only playing one game.
Yeah, this is
in
football.
In a dynasty scenario, it's Mims, obviously, but in a one
Right.
week, one off, it's Rashard Higgins.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that was pretty much it. This is my first time watching the show, so I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna keep tuning in.
Welcome to the show, man. Thanks for
Hey, appreciate it.
Thanks for calling in, man. All right, guys. I'm going to give the phone lines a pause for a little bit. We got a lot of Mailsack questions we still got to get to, and those all came in from our fans and viewers on the stream or on the Sleeper app, rather. Cheese777. Where are we at on Fournette and Juju these days? Fournette has a juicy matchup this week. Just give me like the quick weather report. Who's Fournette and Juju? How you feeling about either of these guys rest of the season?
Fournette or Juju rest of the season, or both of them. How do I feel about them?
Give me a little bit of each.
I don't really feel good about either. I don't want either on my team. I don't want to start either. I try to trade both of them away, try to package both of them away, and try to get something that I like instead. Maybe like try to get James Conner or something like that. I don't know.
It was Juju and who else? I've missed it.
Leonard Fournette.
I think I actually think that he's trending up. I think he's the best
I don't know.
I think he's the best running back there. And he's clearly the only one that can catch the ball. And Juju, I'm kind of like, right.
But if Deontay, if Deontay's out, he's going to get more opportunity. I think I would rather have Juju of those two, but I don't know. I don't trust either running back in Tampa, to be honest with you. Like, we thought it was Ronald Jones for 3 weeks, 3 straight 100-yard games, and all of a sudden here's Fournette again. So I don't know how you predict that situation.
You don't. Bobby Pigskins, trade away CMC, Bridgewater, and Burton for Aaron Rodgers and Taylor. It's a 12-team Superflex.
Oh, Superflex. Hold on, Superflex. Say that again.
It's he's trading out CMC, Bridgewater, and Burton for Aaron Rodgers and Taylor. It's a 12-team Superflex PPR.
I still think no. I
I
think
don't-
I still want
yeah.
CMC,
Yeah,
and I'm
I
fine
know,
with
yeah.
Bridgewater as my quarterback too, or
Yeah,
whatever. I
me too.
I would rather have Rodgers, obviously, but I don't need him.
All right. Oswaldo wants to know your thoughts on Hasty. Is he a stash over McKinnon? Lucas, what do you think of Hasty?
Yes.
I do like him. I'm not sure that I'm dropping McKinnon for him though.
Yeah, I mean, you want both guys on your team, I suppose.
I think I want
you never
both,
know.
but if Coleman comes back, I think Hasty profiles more for that role than McKinnon does. So if that's the case, and Coleman comes back, and for some reason Shanahan decides to play him over him, I think Hasty is the one that's going to lose out in that scenario. So I think McKinnon gives you more passive production.
All right. Say my name, Heisenberg 209. Just traded Tyreek Hill and James Robinson for Christian McCaffrey and Landry. Do you think this was a good trade? I have Scott, Sanders, Gurley, Bell as my other running backs, Adams, Anderson, AB, Green, and Shepard as my wide receivers. So sending out Tyreek Hill and James Robinson for Christian McCaffrey and Landry. Give it a grade.
It's kind of a B for me.
Yeah, I think I prefer what you had already, to be honest.
I just don't want Landry. He's so replaceable.
Yeah, what are you doing with him?
If it were a slightly better wide receiver there, but it pretty much feels like you just traded Hill and Robinson for CMC. So that feels like quite a bit.
Okay. Fanosaurus, 2 touchdowns for Dobbin this week? Question mark. Sure,
I'd love to see it, but
I'm not sure that Baltimore is going to score 2 touchdowns this week.
Right.
I'm not sure he's going to get 2 touches.
Sauce it up. If Coleman plays, can we start him this week? PPR league.
He's not going to play. I don't
Yeah,
think. Who knows? But I don't think so.
All right. Jay Ledford 13. I'm in a 16-team IDP Dynasty. Start 1 quarterback. I have Kyle on bye. I'm playing the team in first place. Oh my gosh. Okay. So he's playing first place ahead of me. He wants to know, can he can trade a number 1 draft pick for next year for Jimmy Graham? Because he needs a quarterback.
No.
Or he can take the loss and hope he can make up 2 games.
Do not trade a first round pick for Jimmy.
Yeah.
Is this Dynasty?
Or Jimmy Garoppolo, rather. Yeah.
So the first, it's going to be Dynasty.
Dynasty. You're giving away
for Jimmy Garoppolo.
I mean, it's 16.
Is it 1 quarterback?
One quarterback. No.
Is it if it's 1 quarterback? No. Do not ever. Trade
it's a super flex, sure, but no.
What 1 quarterback, 16 team? I'd be curious to know what his record is right now, but like next year, that first round draft pick is going to be very valuable.
I mean, he got benched in 1 game for Nick Mullins, right? Or was it the other one?
Beathard, yeah.
Or Beathard, yeah. So obviously he's going to be the starter there, but I'm not confident in him at all. If I have literally no other quarterbacks, maybe. But what if that first round pick turns into Trevor Lawrence? I'd much rather have Trevor Lawrence than.
Yeah, and this is like hope for 1 game. Like he's just trying to win this week because
absolutely not. You got to give up on the season if that's the case. Like,
go pick up Danucci for the week.
You could take a loss, and you might not take a loss. I mean, if you don't play,
you never know. Yeah,
you might have somebody that goes off and you can cover it. ZDBF 93, thoughts on trading away Jonathan Taylor and Devontae Parker for Christian McCaffrey and Mike Davis. Half point, have a ton of receiver depth.
No,
I think I do. It's just was redraft.
He says he has a lot of receiver depth, so Parker just sounds like a throwaway. So you're pretty much just trading Jonathan Taylor and getting back
CMC,
the Carolina backfield.
I guess that's fair.
I'd do that.
Yeah, I don't mind it
if Parker doesn't hurt him at all.
Right.
Yeah.
Cheese 77.7 wants us to look at his lineup here. Is there anything you would switch? It's a 12-team PPR. So he's starting Matt Ryan. Other quarterback options are none. Oh, no, he's got Deshaun Watson. Sorry. So Matt Ryan or Deshaun Watson this week for quarterback?
Watson's on a bye.
Watson's on a bye.
Oh, yeah. It's got to be one. Yeah. David Montgomery, Myles Gaskin at running back starters. Other options are Fournette, Swift.
Swift.
Yeah.
Throw Swift in there over Gaskin.
What was Gaskin?
No,
Gaskin and Montgomery.
Over Montgomery.
Montgomery for me.
Go Swift and Gaskin. Starting wideouts Adams, Devontae Adams, and Travis Fulgham. Other options, Juju.
No,
see.
keep it.
No.
Yeah,
Higgins.
you're not going to have anything better than that,
No.
I don't think.
No. Yeah, stick with what you got.
Higgins, but Fulgham. I'm fine with Fulgham.
Okay, tight end Mark Andrews. Other options, no.
Yes. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mark Andrews.
Flex is Juju or Fournette or T. Higgins or
Higgins.
T. Higgins.
Yeah, T. Higgins.
and Steelers defense and Blankenship at kicker. Okay, there you go. Jeremy
Sounds
Vang,
good.
12-team full PPR Superflex. Who won the trade? Jonathan Taylor and T. Higgins for Lamar Jackson and Darrell Henderson. Which side got that trade?
Superflex. I'm taking
Yeah.
Jackson.
Yeah, Lamar.
Depending on other quarterbacks, but yeah, Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Lamar
102 in Dynasty Superflex leagues.
Yeah. Yeah, Superflex. Yeah, 100%.
All right,
Only-
let me jump to
Yeah, only behind CMC, right?
For me, Mahomes, but
all right, let's jump back to some questions from the stream here. Let's see. Oh, okay, that one we just did. Andrew Millard, start Ingram, Hurst, or Bryant at tight end this week. Matt, who do you like here?
Ingram, Hurst, or Bryant. I need to look at the matchups real quick.
I
think it's Ingram for me.
Ingram plays Tampa Bay, so I want no part of that.
Yeah.
Hurst plays Carolina, which isn't great for tight ends, but I don't know. I think it's a coin flip between Hurst and Bryant for me. I think Ingram is the one that's not in the conversation.
Yeah,
I'd probably go with Hurst, but it's real close.
Yeah, I got them 3 spots.
The one concern with Hurst is that Carolina's so bad on the ground. If they go up a million points and they just ride Gurley, but I don't know. I'd go Hurst, I guess.
All right. Tyler Walker, Mims or Crowder rest of season?
Crowder. Not even close.
Yeah,
it's 100 targets a game.
Yeah. It's
PPR, Crowder is like
if it's
never
PPR,
sitting.
if it's not PPR, then I guess it's more of a conversation. But
right. He
Come on,
averages
Tyler.
the most targets in the league.
go with the volume. Always go with the volume.
Challenge us, Tyler. Taker Skull, thoughts on Seattle running back situation? Would you like Hasty this week over Hyde or Dallas, depending on who is healthy?
Yes. Hasty over all of them, except for Carson.
Yep.
Right.
Unless
Okay.
Coleman plays for some reason, which I don't think he is,
Right.
but if Coleman plays, then maybe you might look at one of the other two. If it's PPR, I'd probably go Dallas. If it's non-PPR, I'd go Hyde.
All right. Minnie Jordan, 718, choose a defense. Colts at Detroit or Chargers at Denver?
Chargers.
I mean, Colts have been balling.
Who are they playing? Colts are playing Niners.
Detroit.
Yeah, I'm going Chargers. Locke looks terrible.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, that's juicy for me.
It's 2 for Chargers. All right. Charles Whedon, Benjamin getting much playing time after the bye. Unsure of depth chart in Arizona. Oh, who's here? The depth chart guy. You know the deep depth. What do you know about Benjamin?
He's a good
yeah,
player.
I mean,
He's a
yeah,
7th round pick,
Yeah.
but I think it's Edmonds' backfield. I think
Yeah,
I think he will be. I think he will be used less than Edmonds was when Drake was healthy. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna go out there and try to, because they're trying to win games right now still. So
yeah,
if this was if this was early in the season and there was no Drake, they would probably try to give him some touches. But I don't see them. I mean, Edmonds is a beast. They're gonna look all. I actually really like Benjamin, but I don't. Yeah, I wouldn't expect too much. You want to add him, and on your team, sure. Stash him, sure. I don't know who you're dropping. He's not really someone that
I don't think he's not
grab,
and I don't think he's on really anybody's radar right now, unless
Right.
you just have like an absolute nothing. If you're carrying 2 defenses or something like that, then there's even at that, there's
fine.
probably better pickups.
All
Right, probably. Yeah,
Foxy wants to know start 2 Jalen Reagor against the Cowboys or Justin Jackson or LaMichael Perrine. Who do we like? We need 2.
Is Reagor going to play? I know he got to practice today.
Yeah, I don't know if Rager's going to play.
I don't think he's. It's
It's
tomorrow.
the-
It's
the running backs for me.
It's the running backs. Yeah.
Yeah.
It does say he's on track. Eagles
I like
Wire
for
says
me.
he's on track Eagles Wire says Rager's on track to play versus the Cowboys, but I don't know. I'm not sure.
If he plays, then I'm going Rager. Because I don't think they're rushing him out there. You know, I think he's going to go play because he can. You know, he's ready, and I mean,
it's definitely
the wide receiver one on the team.
Yeah, and it's the most fun play. So go with the.
Give me a quick thumbs up, thumbs down thoughts on DJ Chark. Hold him or sell him, guys, real quick.
Hold.
Can't sell him for anything.
Hold. All right. Raman Bhatia, start 2. Justin Jefferson, T. Higgins, CeeDee Lamb, and Henderson, half point. I need 2.
Jefferson
for sure. I'm probably going Higgins. Jefferson and Higgins. You said you need 2.
I mean, Henderson's a pretty good matchup with Miami.
It's true, but
yeah,
is he going to get all of the work, or is Malcolm Brown going to take half?
Right.
Or more of it again, or is Cam Maker going to get involved?
Right.
Yeah,
Just never know.
So I think I would go for the guaranteed volume, I guess.
All right. Amar Sidhu, Taylor or Sanders rest of season? That's a good question.
Taylor for me, just because I think that Sanders started the season injured. He's already injured now. He just seems like someone that has a higher chance to be injured during your playoffs when you need him.
Yeah, I think I think they're both good options. I guess I would lean Taylor based on schedule, but I think they're both fine. To be honest, again, another good
they
problem
both
to have,
very
right?
good schedules too.
They do, yeah. Cowboys, then the Giants, then Browns, and then Seahawks, and then Packers, and then Saints are scary, I guess. But the Saints are literally the only scary team left on the Eagles schedule. But the Colts have a good one too, as we already talked about.
Right.
So.
All right, we're gonna take a quick call. Sorry, hang on, so we're gonna take a quick call. Caller, we got limited time, so quick question here. Go ahead.
Yeah, hey, it's Jesus. I'm calling back. I just got a trade. What do you guys think about it? I'm giving up Giovanni Bernard, Joshua Kelly, and Preston Williams, and I'm getting Latavius Murray and David Johnson.
Yes.
No. Really?
I would do it, yeah.
David Johnson.
I just have no faith in David Johnson at all. I think he's cooked. I think that whole team is cooked. They're 1-6. You saw there on their faces last week in the middle of the game that they were just like, is this really reality for this team?
But everything he's giving up is a backup.
Gio, Preston, who was the other one?
Kelly. Josh Kelly.
David Johnson and the second player you were getting back?
It's fine.
There's Latavius Murray, which
I'd take this trade because I'd rather have
running backs.
Murray
It's like, I mean, pretty much of the guys that he's giving away, like you're really not using.
Is almost the best player.
You're not losing. You know, you're not really playing any of those 3 guys on a given week, like if you can help it. And DJ is a guy that you might actually use on a bye week fill-in, and then if Kamara goes down,
right,
we know what Murray is.
I think I'm more excited about Murray than anyone in this. It's crazy, but yeah. So I'd do it for Murray, sure.
Not just for Murray, obviously. DJ,
for DJ as well. But
I'm giving up backups for starters, and Murray's a good hand coach.
So what are you going to do, Jesus? You going to do it?
Yeah,
Make the trade on live on air. Make the trade.
I'm trying to get starters.
Oh, there you go.
That's the season, buddy.
Okay, that for you.
Who put this thing together? Me. That's who.
Good work.
All right, Jesus. Have a good night, buddy. All right. This is Scarface over there putting together deals. Andrade, Oswaldo Andrade, same here. I'm trying to get rid of David Johnson. Oh, he's listening right now. I'm trying to get rid of David Johnson, Cooks, AB. What should I target? Jonathan Taylor, owner, doesn't want to budge. What running back should I target? So he's selling David Johnson, Cooks, and AB. Who's a good running back target to look at?
AB Antonio Brown?
Guessing so, yeah.
And not AJ Brown.
Those are pretty different.
I've never heard anyone call AJ Brown AB.
Yeah, AB, yeah, that's true. It's got to be AB Antonio Brown, right?
I don't know. Maybe you could get on somebody like Swift if somebody hasn't decided that they're not sold on him yet. I don't know how high you could go.
Yeah.
Maybe CEH if somebody's scared of Bell.
Maybe Connor.
Maybe Gaskin is pretty. Gaskin is kind of
a good one.
sneaky because he's
I
getting the
think, yeah.
workload. Yeah.
I think that's a good one. That's a good target. I like that.
Maybe somebody's. I mean, we already talked about how we're all down on Zeke, but I would do Zeke for that package.
Maybe maybe Le'Veon.
Think
Maybe Le'Veon if you're just trying to do like get Le'Veon back in a trade. Just do get Le'Veon in something.
Edmonds. If you can get Edmonds.
Edmonds would be good. Yeah.
Okay, so you already had.
He's on a bye right now. So
I don't think you're getting
I
don't think you're getting a top 10 to 12 guy out of that. So shoot in that next tier, I would say. I mean, the worst they can say no is
right. So shoot
for the moon,
and then go from there.
Work your way down the list. Yeah,
right.
Land among the stars, right? Even if you miss, that's what they say.
Let's go back. You never know.
Let's go back to questions. Romy J's wall trade AB and Fournette for Fuller. Okay, it's an interesting one.
I mean, if you need a wide receiver, but you guys already know my stance on that particular running back.
What was the running back?
It's Fournette.
Leonard Fournette and Antonio Brown for Fuller.
I think I'd do this.
I mean, if Fuller goes to the Packers, like this was rumored today, I like that. But I don't know, man. I think I worry. For some reason I worry a little bit about trading AB. Like I feel like if he sticks around, if he doesn't go crazy AB mode, I think he is probably going to play pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, the report today, just earlier actually, while we were on the call, it said he looks amazing, but I mean, I expect him to. I've been following him all off season. He's been working out all season. All season, all last year. He's a beast, and I think he's very much kind of like how Carmelo was when they kind of just try to write the guy off, and then he comes back and he lights it up. AB's going to do the same thing.
Yeah, and he had no practice or no anything with Brady last year. In one game, he scored 2 touchdowns on like 7 targets or something. Right?
Yeah,
so,
call one back.
So I worry about that, but I mean, if you really want Fuller and you think he's going to go somewhere else, maybe. But if you think he's going to stay put, I'd probably stay with AB.
All right, Tyler Walker. Would y'all start Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore against Atlanta? My other wide receivers are Julio, Godwin, Crowder, Deontay, Justin Jefferson.
Start all pass catchers. I'm starting all pass catchers against Atlanta. I don't care who it is.
I think I want to get Justin Jefferson in there somehow, but yeah, I'm fine with that too. Godwin's obviously out.
Julio is fine. You're going to get volume, but
I mean, yeah, I don't know, guys. I think I'm going Julio and Robbie.
I can see.
I think I've got DJ over Robbie this week, but it's whichever one you want, whichever one of those guys you want, and Julio sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty much a coin flip for me between those two. That's what I was having trouble with.
Okay. Tyler Walker, Crowder keeps getting injured. That's why I asked. Oh, okay. All right. Romy J's wall. Oh, that's from another question. Sorry. Taker Skull, Marquise Brown, John Brown, Tyreek Hill, and Beasley. Pick 3, please. PPR league.
Just for this week?
Brown Hill. Sorry, no.
Yeah.
Brown Hill, Beasley.
Which Brown?
Marquise.
Yeah, John.
See, I'm Marquise. Hill, and Beasley.
I think John's playing, right?
Yeah, but you want him and Beasley?
And Pittsburgh D is really good,
Marquise
but they actually give it up to the receivers. They are the second. They give up the second most fantasy points to the wide receiver position, schedule adjusted on the season. So I mean, I would go Marquise.
All right, same guy. Shepard, Miller, Fulgham, and Brown, Higgins, all on waiver. Oh, okay. So these are other options.
Fulgham.
I don't think you're dropping. Yeah. What?
Oh, we hold on to our butts. Oh.
Are you going to drop any of the previous players? Marquise, John Brown, Tyreek Hill, Beasley, any of those guys? Are you dropping any of them for any of these guys?
Either Bill's guy for Fulgham. Sorry.
It would be John Brown for me to drop in a PPR. Beasley's been getting peppered.
So you're dropping Brown for Fulgham?
Yes.
Easily. John Brown, not Marquise. Don't drop Marquise.
Yeah.
John Brown.
Yeah, I'm fine with
grab Okay. Josh Whedon, what pick value in Dynasty for Antonio Brown? No bites for a second round so far. That's a pretty good question. Dynasty. What if you?
Now's
You
not
gotta wait till he plays.
Yeah,
I would not sell for less than a second.
Right. You gotta wait till he plays.
But yeah, but it's not going to happen until people want to see it, right? Right now, he's just kind of hanging out.
Like it depends on what your squad looks like. If you're rebuilding and you're just trying to take whatever you can get, then absolutely wait for him to play so you can make more than that. But I think second round pick is pretty fair value for a 33-year-old wide receiver. So, and we don't know what's going to happen next year, let alone like 2 weeks from when he starts playing. So.
All right. We're going to have to revisit Tiger Skull question here because he did just drop John Brown. He added Travis Fulgham. So now he wants to know who is the starters. Same question, Marquise Brown, Fulgham, and Hill, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's how we're going.
Lock it in.
Fulgham and Hill. There you go, buddy. All right. Where was I? It kind of threw me off. 2 questions from Taco Jedi 1776. Hey guys, 2 questions. Herbert or Lamar? Who do you like this week? Herbert or Lamar?
Herbert.
That's it's tough. I guess you ride the hot hand. I think I would probably still play Lamar Jackson, but I understand playing Herbert. I think they're both good options. In my situation, when I have these like two good options, I always pick the wrong one, no matter which one. So maybe don't pick Lamar Jackson then.
I think I'm going Herbert here. You already heard me say I'm playing Burrow over him, so we'll see how that experiment goes.
Okay, and is it okay to roll out a Boyd Higgins stack in standard this week?
Yes, absolutely.
Depending on the other options, yeah, it's fine.
Do it. Nate Zucker wants to know I'm still excited on Jacobs versus Taylor versus Ridley for my flex. It's a standard league. Oh, this is the guy that called. So
Taylor.
This was the 8-team stacked league, and this was the flex.
It's Taylor. Standard, right? So I'm picking the running back for sure.
Okay, so standard league, Nate, you're going with Taylor. Kevin Doyle wants to being that Zeke stock is in a downward spiral, just like numerous reports to put him up for trade. What are your thoughts? I'm hoping to trade Zeke for Aaron Jones. Jones is a favorable matchup. Okay, what do you guys think?
I don't think it's going to happen, but
yeah, I don't think you're going to get it done. I would even add something to it. Add a wide receiver to get add something to get to Jones because I think that is a great move for the rest of the season.
All right.
Yeah, he's top 3 for me.
Stafford, Tua, or Cousins for this week? Quarterback question. Stafford, Tua, or Cousins?
Probably Cousins for me.
Stafford.
I think I'm going Stafford, but he does have a really tough matchup. Cousins, not as much, but I mean, Cousins worked out eventually the last time we saw him, right? But he did start the game with 3 interceptions, so I don't know. I think Stafford, even with a tough matchup, but I don't hate Cousins.
Yeah, for me, I have it kind of far apart. Stafford, even though the point difference isn't much, but rankings it is.
Yeah.
All right, Nate Zucker, still undecided with my stacked running backs. Pick 2, Josh Jacobs, Jonathan Taylor, or James Conner.
Jacobs Taylor.
There you go.
So then I guess in the flex, I don't remember what we told him. I think it was the wide receiver.
Kamara or something. I don't know. Whatever.
Oh yeah, it's Kamara. Yeah. So
Kamara, Jacobs, Taylor. Do it.
There you go. Dennis St. Pierre. Deep 14-team PPR Dynasty League. Start 1 flex. Hayden Hurst, Justin Jackson, LaMichael Perrine. Let's start with Matt. You're a Dynasty guy. What do you think?
Jeez. I never like to start a tight end in my flex ever. So unless it's like a premium tight end league with a little bonus for either receptions or you have to start 2 or something. So I think I'll go Jackson.
Yeah, that's where I think I am, but I'm just looking.
If it's PPR, Jackson's going to get some catches. So, yeah, I think
that's where I have it.
Jackson. Yeah.
P. Ryan's kind of a spicy play here, but yeah, I'm okay with Jackson.
Okay. One more question from us.
Jackson.
Friday. So he's still working on that trade here, offering Antonio Brown, David Johnson, and James Robinson for Derrick Henry. Do you think that is a good move? It would leave him with Jacobs, CEH, McKinnon, Dobbins, and Scott as running backs. And obviously it would get him Derrick Henry.
So he's trading who to get Derrick Henry? Sorry.
Antonio Brown, David Johnson, and James Robinson.
I just think the move from Robinson to Henry isn't really that isn't that big a deal in terms of workload. Obviously, Henry has those spike 40 burger weeks in him.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense. It feels like a kind of like a lateral, even though it's not. But it feels like it's
although you're freeing up a bunch of
yeah.
Although the only other thing is you're freeing up a bunch of roster spots.
That is
so
nice.
Short bench league, then that's nice to be able to pick up some
That
fire.
is
So
very
I mean,
nice.
so I don't mind it from that perspective.
Yeah, I love that. So yeah, I might be inclined because I do like picking up those players. So
We got one final call here. Caller, you are the last call of the show. And as soon as the button works. All right, caller, you're the last call of the show. We're running short on time. We got about 5 minutes left in the program. So what is your name? What is your question?
What's up, guys? My name is Nick. I need to know if I should trade James Robinson and Amari Cooper for Justin Jefferson and Chris Carson.
No.
I don't think so, especially with Carson dealing with an injury right now. I would stay put with your healthy guys.
Man, there's just better options.
Trying to get rid of Amari.
I would like to get rid of Amari, but not for that deal.
I'm fine with Amari.
Can you move Amari for something else, like solo without James Robinson? Keep James Robinson, move Amari.
Yeah, definitely don't get rid of James Robinson for what?
All right. Thanks, fellas.
All right, man.
Have a good
Thank
night,
you.
man.
Good luck, bud.
Appreciate the call. All right, guys, that is it for the Sleepwire Mail Sack. I'm going to wrap it up here. Just went about 2 hours. We really appreciate listening. Thank you for calling in, everyone that did call in, and thank you for tuning in, everyone that did tune in. If you want to hang out with us and ask us questions, if you're listening to the repeat, obviously the phone's not going to work on a re-recording, but you can always check us out on Facebook. We're the Sleepwire Fantasy Football Club. In Facebook groups, on Twitter at Sleepwire Fantasy. What is it? Sleepwire Show? The Sleepwire Show. Sleepwire Show. All right. All right. So we want to thank you again tuning in. We'll be back next week at 7 p.m. Thanks again to the Zookeeper, Matt Price, at Matt Price FF on Twitter. He is at the DLF Senior Writer. He is a DLF Senior Writer and host of the DLF Dynasty Podcast, co-creator and host of Dynasty Game Night. And you can find him on the web, dynastyleaguefootball.com. Primetime Lucas is on Twitter at Sleepwire LBB, and Private Hoos is on Twitter at Sleepwire Hoos. You also go to sleepwire.com to ask us questions right on the website. You can just put them right into the homepage, and we will take them right there for you. It's super easy. They'll go right to our email, and we'll answer them from there. Simple. We'll be back next Wednesday, guys. Thanks again for tuning in. Matt, Lucas, Hoos, I'm going to leave you with the clip from the beginning of the show that we didn't get to hear. Here you go.
Por tierra otra vez, pero el engaño es con Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones se quiere ir, se puede ir y se fue. No, el balón se cayó, se tropezó, vio la zona festiva y estaba celebrando.
Don't do a Daniel Jones this week, guys. Go out there and win your games. Get all the way to the end zone. Don't just fall on your face.
All the way.
We'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.